June the 4th, 2014. Guys, these are the latest images from stereo ahead. Now, this is ahead of Earth in orbit. The CME has kind of played out the way we thought it would since Saturday. It collapsed back in, causing the hider flares. We look at it from two different sides of the sun, both stereo A and B. The A images are newer. You can see how it's expanded. This is an SDO image. There's still energy above this that's intact, and I'll show you another picture of that, guys. Let's look at it on stereo A. Now, as it impulsed out, you can see there's about 4 hours missing from 1500 to 1900 right there. And we've seen that many times as a flare comes out. They will come back and add that in. Maybe it's a protective shutdown in some cases. But again, look at that. A lot of energy. When it first just created the hider flare, you couldn't tell it. But now you can see that it did create a CME. And this is the latest image, still frame. There's still energy involved in that. It goes all the way up above this and goes back into that S loop. And this is as it's rising out. So remember, in the video when they said a hider flare can last up to an hour, that's what we're seeing. That means the impacts will last that much longer. Now let's look at the NETC.com radiation site. We've got a couple Radcom 4s. That's called a concern watch here, Champaign, Illinois. The current reading is 353. Your average is 210. You see that? Guys, pay attention to that area again. That's counts per minute of gamma in the energy range from 600 to 800 KE volts. And also, Bismarck, North Dakota. Your current reading, 306, average 193. Now you can see in this below the map, you've got Radcom 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when you see that A, that's a Radcom 5. But these concerns and watches are because of elevated. And this is pretty elevated, guys. This is Corvallis, Oregon. Current's 220. Your average is 152. And you got, when you see the orange and yellow, or red and yellow, that Radcom 3 means it's elevated. But your Radcom 4s are definitely something to pay attention. There's only 4 that's showing up on the globe. Of course, we don't have all the information, but let's go over to Japan. Here you see in Eureka, California, to where you have a Radcom 2, means it's rising. Now, we did check it, and I'll show you the Shell Beach at Diablo Canyon nuclear plant in California. Now, this is Hawaii. You see that it is rising. It's not a Radcom 4. But here you've got a lot of meters, and most of these are highly inaccurate. Every once in a while, you can catch one, and we do. This is the only one showing on the globe, and it's current 163, average 114. That is just south of the nuclear power plants on the Japanese island. But again, we know there's elevation there, but keep an eye on the ones in Illinois, guys, up into that area, all the way over to the West Coast. But I'll link to this site. If you don't have an NETC.com link, check it out, and you can keep an eye on it in your area. Again, in about an hour after the video uploads, we'll have the Block Talk show at 6 p.m. Central. See you then. Heads up. Be safe.